Hey, welcome back to another episode of Soulful Sundays with Madge. If you are new to this channel, my name is Madge, and I want to thank you all for supporting the channel. While on this journey with me, we're going to talk about challenges that come up at different points in time in our life and how our perspective can be a great tool in helping us to overcome some of these apparent life obstacles. And as always, if you like what you receive, go ahead and hit the like button. Feel free to leave a comment below. Ring the bell to subscribe to the channel. This way, each week when I upload, you will receive notification. And always know you can email me at askmadge18@gmail.com if you have any questions, and I will be glad to answer. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into this week's topic, which is, what am I doing it for? So, about maybe the past 2 weeks, I had to ask myself a really real question, and that was, what am I doing this for? So to get into the backstory of why I asked myself this question, I'm going to ask you a question. Is there like maybe one or two areas of your life that you feel, you believe with just everything on the inside of you, that if you were to be able to produce, to manifest this one thing or these two things in your life, you would feel complete, you would feel overjoyed, you would feel like everything makes sense in your life, right? I tend to believe that we all have something in our lives that we would love to produce. And so maybe about 2 weeks ago, or within the last 2 weeks, I was just really in like deep thought over this one area of my life. And what I came to realize was I was starting to feel really constricted in the feeling. I started to, because I was just really overly obsessing over it, I was feeling a tad bit constricted, or a lot constricted. I started to feel like a sense of lack. I started to notice like my energy levels will be down when I think about it. It would create this sense of panic and anxiety. And I'm at a point now that I've done enough reading and studying to know that that feeling probably won't lead me to producing it. And even if it did by chance lead me to producing it in my life, I'm not certain that I would know how to keep it, because I was feeling very fearful over obtaining it. So I asked myself, hence the question, what am I doing it for? What is the why behind, why do you want this so much, Madge? Why are you overthinking it? Why are you bringing yourself to a place of where you're almost starting to feel miserable throughout the day because you're just thinking about it over and over and over and over again? What is it? What is the why? What are you doing it for? And guys, would you believe I could not come up with one real valid reason? When I asked myself that second, went a little bit deeper, what are you doing it for? Why do you want this? I did not have a real reason. The only thing that I could come up with was, what would people think of me if I did not have this? So I realized, for me, I was going about it in a way that I didn't want to approach the situation. I didn't want to approach it wanting something because I felt if I didn't have it, people would think less of me, or which in turn means that I'm thinking less of myself. It really has nothing to do with anyone else. It's really me thinking less of myself and projecting a feeling that others are going to be judging me because I'm truly judging myself. So I just thought to myself, like, okay, so let's take a step back. You're doing something and you're wanting something, but you don't really have, or I didn't really have, in my opinion, a real reason that was going to help me to produce it. Because here's the thing, I actually want it, and I believe that it's for me, and I believe that I can have it. But more importantly, how I go about obtaining it, though, that's what's truly important for me. And that's the area where I can begin working. Because now I became aware of what I'm doing it for. And for me, I was doing it for the wrong reasons. So now I can build off of, well, what would be valid reasons for me wanting this in my life? And then what could I do that will make me feel better each and every single day as I prepare for it? So that's something that maybe can help you. If it's something that you are wanting to produce in your life, manifest in your life, and you just feel like you're constantly thinking about it, and it's bringing some anxiety, some worries, some fear into your world, and then you feel like you're just never gonna get there, I would maybe suggest asking yourself, what are you doing it for? What is your why? What is the why behind why you want it? And figure out if you really truly have some valid reasons, some reasons of substance that will help you while you are working towards obtaining it and producing it in your life. Because for me, I feel that if I am motivated to do something based off what others are going to think about me, I may give up on myself every time, because I may only act and do according to what I think people will respond to, versus me seeking and searching for a true purpose, a purpose that's going to help me to keep me grounded even when difficulties come into my life. I'm going to still be able to continue on because I have more of a solid foundation in why I'm doing it. So I would just suggest to you, figure out your why and why you're doing it. So with that being said, I was able then to come up with some action steps, some things that I could do right now in my life to prepare. And what I found was, when I took a shift in my mindset to say, I said a couple things to myself. I says, okay, well, what could I do right now that would make me feel better? It would stop me from feeling so constricted. It would stop me from looking at it from a place of lack, a place of worry. And it would open me up to more of an expansive, abundant mindset of realizing that everything that I want is truly circling around me. It's for me. It's within grasp. I just have to elevate my mind to be able to see it and to believe it. So I wanted to figure out what I could do immediately to make me feel better, to make me feel good while I continue on believing that it's very possible, and I truly believe. But I knew that I gotta find something other than other people being my why, because if other people are my why, if people leave my life or my circumstances change, I then could believe that it was never for me. But if I find a more deep-rooted reason behind my why, even when people leave my life or my circumstances change, my mindset will be more of, okay, I just have to get through all the situations or all the people that were meant to be a part of my life to teach me something, but that was not necessarily meant to continue on the journey with me. And that just means that I was able to learn and cherish and love and take from those situations and continue on, because I have the expectancy that I'm just getting closer and closer and closer. And sometimes you have to go through all the no's to get to the yes. So that was a little bit of a ramble, but just to kind of tell you what I came up with for myself that I could do right now in this moment to start preparing each and every day is, one thing I asked myself is, what kind of mindset would the woman have that, what kind of mindset would the woman have who already has what I'm desiring? So then what would I do? How would I think? So it's easier for me to think like that, and it makes me feel better to wake each day and just think, okay, what would you do? How would you prepare for your day? Because then I'm truly getting in the feeling of it. Another practice that I'm doing is each morning and each night, really simple. I already read and I pray and I meditate in the morning before I start my day, and at night in the evening before I end my night. So I just added another element on it, and I just started to pray over it. Really simple, not in a obsessive way, but just a quick prayer, blessing it and giving also gratitude for having it. And I find that immediately when I changed and shifted my mindset to thinking and thinking in that way and doing those slight little changes, I became less, I started to feel like a little, I was more easy going. I didn't think about it so much because my mindset switched from I was lacking it to I'm preparing. I have it. It's there. It's coming. Just stay consistent with the process and surrender to knowing that it may not come, whatever it is that we're looking to produce in our lives. It may not happen immediately, but the joy truly is who we are becoming and what we're going to learn about ourselves as we wait for it to reveal itself in our life. And the beautiful part about that is that we're truly going to be learning and growing in the process, because as I mentioned, I had to think, what would this woman be like? What would she do? How would she start her day? How would she end her day? How would she go about her day? So it actually allows me to change, but change slightly, but change in bettering myself even more and learning how to go about my days slightly different. So those are my words for how we can view the why behind what we're doing and figure out if we're worried and we're fearful. Is it because we truly believe that we can't have it? Or is it because we are thinking about external factors and what other people have, or what other people would think if we are not like them, or if we don't have it right away? So on that note, I always like to end with a scripture, a quote, something that we can take with us in the week. And I found this wonderful book of the Bible, 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6 through 7. And it really resonated with me when I was thinking about the why and why we are doing what we do, and what can really help us when we are experiencing some difficulties and what we may perceive as setbacks while we're on the journey of producing it in our lives. And so 1 Peter chapter 1, verse 6 through 7 reads, So be truly glad. There is wonderful joy ahead, even though you must endure many trials for a little while. These trials will show that your faith is genuine. It is being tested as fire tests and purifies gold, though your faith is far more precious than mere gold. So when your faith remains strong through many trials, it will bring you much praise and glory and honor on the day when Jesus Christ is revealed to the whole world. So I thank you so much for tuning in another week with me. I want you to take care and I want you to stay blessed. Bye.